Good morning, God. Thank you for today. Please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Good morning, world. Good morning, America. And good morning, you mother cluckers. Let's make today a good day. We're the ones in the driver's seat.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flags, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
Morning, everybody. What's up, Dusty? Big Dusty, little Dusty, Canadian, Blue, Pilgrim. Now, I don't know. I'm still feeling the Charlie Kirk thing. And I will say it has nothing to do with all this internet bullshit. To me, it was just that man he was a good man. You know, he was a godly man. He was trying to do the right thing. I think this is a spotlight of the evil that's in the world that did that. That's That's what it should draw attention to. It should draw attention to the evil in the world. That, and yes, I think it was a coordinated thing. I don't think it was some government Israel bullshit. I think this was Antifa. This is the trans community. This is the mentally ill. This is the organized group. Because he was the most effective voice against it. See, everybody else screams, trans this, oh, you people are crazy. He was the dude that just talked calmly, stayed on point, and that agitates him even more because you can't skate around that shit. The good old phrase, facts don't care about your feelings. So I don't know, I'm still kind of in a somber moment, and then I'm just kind of, I take a break yesterday, you go look at stuff, see stuff last night, and it's just like, man, it just spins out of control. So I don't know. I'm just kind of, I guess I didn't have to be polite and just kind of stay hidden behind the. Just not a real happy camp. I mean, I'm trying. It's, I think there's a hard reality coming that's. I think I'm coming to terms with it. This ain't gonna get better. It's gonna get worse. It's just this is the human life. I don't know. So what have y'all been doing? Oh, I did get the yard mowed. Got some stuff cleaned up yesterday, so somewhat productive. Ran a weed eater string, so I had to redo that this morning. It's just, you got the reaction of all those people, that's evil. But see, I mean, at what point you kind of go, well, yeah, that's evil. It's like, so why? Well, because in that way you don't really see a bunch of other shit. You don't see the ugliness. Oh, wait, what's up? Here in about an hour, got to leave Grandparents' Day. What? Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was kind of like all stoked thinking this was Little Man weekend, but apparently it ain't. I got told yesterday evening, no, not this weekend. I'm like, wait, what? I thought it was. So, yeah, no Little Man this weekend. Apparently was supposed to have Little Man last weekend, but apparently he worked and decided not to pick him up. So that's how I got off. I don't know. Them grandkids, though. That's what I need. I need that grandkid boosting the sales. You know what I mean, Dusty? You see that face, you get the hug, and it's just like, man, yeah, I'll take on the world. Just something about them grandkids. Kind of refreshes the reason, put some fuel in the tank, puts a fire under that ass. Is 8? Oh, right on. Of course, now, mark my words, I say this, and I understand what I'm saying when I say it, but I'm still going to say it. I can't wait for Little Man to be around 6 or 8. Might end up going, damn, man, can we go back to 2? But we'll see. I think he's a good kid, so I think he's going to be a good young guy. I can't wait to, like, talk, with him and teach, not so much just show. I love the inquisitiveness, the innocence of the nature. for 18 and 17. All right. Yeah, I just don't really know where I'm at anymore. I mean, I do and I don't. As far as just with the whole online thing. So when I say I don't know where I'm at, it's just I know where I'm at as far as here. Because so much has happened online, with this online experience stuff and the community. I mean, everybody's helped me build the chicken coop. I had the auction. So, you know, I mean, granted, I think some of the items were interesting, but, I'm sure people offered me more than they thought it might have really been worth because they were trying to help. So you got those good actions of people. And I really try to acknowledge, the good in people. I really do because to be honest, hell, I make no bones about it. I would like for people to acknowledge the good that I do in the world. You get tired of being judged for bullshit. I think that's why I don't interact well with this internet bullshit because there's so much yippy yappy, gum bumping gossip shit. And I'm just, man, you start getting caught up in that. And I don't know. That's not I didn't even do that when I was that young. So 20 years ago, I didn't act that way. But you find yourself getting caught up, and it's just, man, I don't know. And then you see where we're at with a society, the hate in people, the evilness, and then I don't know. It's kind of like, hey, morning, Teresa. It's like the devil. If you say the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever, people picture this big, gnarly, fang, ugly, grotesque, horrid looking thing. When if you actually look and in the actual scripture stuff, and he was the most beautiful of all. So it kind of like, well, damn. What's up, Pilgrim? I think I said morning to you, Pilgrim. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like, I haven't fully gathered. But I think that's what happens with evil. Evil think it's only the big horrendous things. It's the big obvious evil things when really it's not, man. I think evil happens when people don't even know that they're doing it. It's just because it's the way of the world. It's the society. It's the gossiping. It's the anxiety, the stress, the clickbait shit, I'm convinced the devil has blue hair and a nose ring. What's up, Huckleberry? But you know what? See, here's what I think. I don't think so. See, I think that's just that's the easy route, Huckleberry, because, man, when you look at some of the hate that's coming out, these are teachers, doctors, nurses, they're somehow involved, and that's why I do think that was probably coordinated. I just don't think it was coordinated on some government level thing. I think it was coordinated through Antifa, BLM, trans group shit. They're radical, man. I mean, and I was talking to somebody yesterday when they called and they were just checking on me and stuff. And like I told them is, man, people have an illusion. It's like in prison being gay. Oh, that was a queer in prison. Well, everybody thinks it's some dainty thing. There's some big old swole up people in there that feel that way. Well, it's like out here. I'm sorry, Bruce Jenner was a dude. Just because he ran over somebody and decided to go ahead and pitch it into Caitlyn doesn't mean he forgot how to deer hunt. Doesn't mean he forgot anything he did as a guy. So just because people have all these weird, freakish kind of things doesn't mean that they don't know other shit. So I do think it was. I think the guy with the pellet gun was a distraction. I think the guy in the crowd was part of it. I just hope that because he was such good friends with Dan Bongino, Cash Patel, and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, that something comes of this. But you look at, like I said, look at where we're at. I mean, you can just look around at all the thumbnails. Hell, Israel did it. Uh, he didn't really do it. Oh, he staged. I mean, just here we go. And you got some of the typical dipshits. And it's just, I don't know. I just think we're headed down a dark path. And I think that people are so freaked out that they're going to be following the wrong people and they're going to get the wrong advice and they're just going to make their life suck even more. I think I will say people that don't want to believe in God, then, the counter, how do you explain the evil without the good? I just, yeah. But I have come to terms, so I'm probably, man, I don't even really know because this just isn't. I don't know. Just don't know where. Don't really know where to go from here because I don't know. I enjoy the friendships and I enjoy the camaraderie. But I gotta say, you see shit like this and then you wonder, well, what's really real? You know, what is, because it's just, when that doesn't even jar things back on a course, which, time will tell. I will say, and this is going to sound probably ugly, and it's whatever. Hell, people have been twisting my shit since I came onto the YouTube, but I'm in such a small bubble when it comes to YouTube. So, and unfortunately, some of those bubbles overlap, and it's like some, other places I've been in life. You start getting these little groups, and they get fearful of you because you're kind of outspoken or something, and then that you just get the little gum bumping, whispering bullshit in the back end, and just a lot of judgmental crap. Well, on the digital side of things, it's like, yeah, but see, then you really don't know. And I'm not really a conversationalist. I am, as long as there's activity, but like, I'm not one to, like a lot of these people, let's be honest, a lot of these people will get on here because they want to be heard. Like, they thrive off the attention they're getting from people. And that's what directs them. That's why, I think a lot of this wild shit gets made up, is just because people will be like, what? Yeah, yeah. And, it's catering to it. There's the I'm pissed off at the world, so let me get in here and tell you how screwed up everything is, and then you can feel that. And it just kind of, I don't know, it's a lost world. And I kind of got stuck in this because I just kind of stumbled into here. I didn't come in here with no direction. So, and then I've picked up friends and acquaintances and people amongst these little groups. And I gotta say, man, you start hearing and you just kind of go, well, I don't, you really don't, because I want to trust people. See, I got no problem trusting people because it depends on where you're at in my life as far as the level of trust. I mean, I can trust somebody, and if you like never come here, well, then I don't actually have to worry about a physical trust. So it's like, well, what kind of trust is there? It's like, and Dusty, I'm gonna use you, Dusty, just because I think you understand. But it's like, Dusty, I can sit here and go, well, I trust Dusty. Well, Dusty doesn't really interact with me here, so it's not like I got to really physically worry about Dusty. So it's easy to just kind of go, well, I trust Dusty, which is good. But it also can be bad because if you're trusting them on their knowledge, that prevents you from looking any farther, then you're really just being led by a different shepherd. You know, that's all. You're not wanting to see it as a shepherd. But because you shouldn't be lingering on people's words. There should be because I think that's what's caused all that. It's the Nazi, the Hitler, the homophobic, and it's all this. And they perpetuate these stories, and because there are people that will just go, wow, I liked him. Oh, he said this, that's it. And it's the gospel. And it's like, but no, it's not. And yeah, Dusty, that's me. Because then I get it. You get all these little chest bumpers that are like, yeah, well, that's a sissy ass thing to say. And it's like, whatever, dude. You can spit shit in the mic. Who cares? Ooh. Haven't walked 1 ounce in my shoes. Don't know me from Clue, but you do. You want to trust people, and that people think it's a weakness. I try to be nice with people, try to be forgiving. I try to reach across the aisle. I will say I wish I only could pray to have half of the capabilities that Charlie Kirk did to have that reach across the aisle conversation, because I'm an emotional based. My patience wears out. I think that's why he was so effective, because he could just be calm about it. I get emotional, but it's just, man, I don't know. Sometimes I kind of think, damn, man, I was hoping I had a group, but you realize that, man, this group will churn on you in a heartbeat, dude. I mean, I've had people I've literally sat there and had conversations with just turn around and flip on me. So it doesn't bother me, because I mean, hey, if y'all hear, that's why I tell anybody that wants to listen to shit talking, all you gotta do is ask me. I'm not like most of these other people that put on fake bullshit and want to act like, ooh, I'm a dude, ooh, just because it's the internet. I mean, I'm the same person if you want to come over and hang out for the weekend kind of thing. Actually, probably be more friendlier, just because then you're actually here and I can shake your hand. I can tell you though, it's just, man, I think there's going to be a counter to this, and I think you're going to see a wave, and it's going to be a negative, evil wave. It just won't look that way at first, but that's what it is. This is fixing what should unify. I think is actually going to divide even more. It won't look like it on the surface, but it will in the back end, because it'll be all the little stupid shit that keeps everybody scattered. Well, my little bubble says that, it was a CIA job. Well, my bubble says it was Israel. Well, my bubble says it was Antifa. Well, my bubble says it was fake. And then next thing you know, what do you got? You got separation of all those little bubbles because they can't agree. But yet, guess what? The common denominator, the dude got shot and he died. So you see how it works? People are focusing on all shit and I think it's somewhere in the picture. Could just be the devil, but I think it's intentional. So yeah, and I really don't know. I'm having my own little identity crisis. Hey, what's up, Michael? Morning. because I don't really know where I fit in, because I will say sometimes I feel like I have to be really restrained when it comes to this, when it comes to the internet. You know, I love it when people are like, well, yeah, I don't hold nothing back. Well, then, I don't, I do, because not everything needs to be said at every moment. So sometimes, what is that? Damn, how does that, there used to be a saying. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, not everything is appropriate all the time. You know, what's up, Savagely? The interwebs never forgets. But no, what it does get altered though. I will say that nowadays. Nowadays it can be altered. That's pretty wild. You can watch shit just change. It's like, wait, didn't that say something else? Oh yeah, that's right. You're hosted on the Amazon servers, so this can be changed at any time. Excuse me. I don't know, man. I just try to, and I ain't trying to bum anybody out. I ain't. And once again, see, this is one of them things. I just sit here and kind of share what gets me is, and you know what? People just take it, for what it's worth. But like, I'll say stuff. How many people have seen people say shit about something maybe I've said, but you never saw them ask me directly anything? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, because I share stuff, and I figure it like a conversation. If I'm saying something and you don't quite understand the facts or what I'm talking about or something, then you would ask. But with the internet, nah, we don't need to know what you're really talking about. We just need the sound clip so we can go make it sound however we want. And if I'm needing some attention today, well, then I'll just see if I can get people pissed off at something you said, and then I can be validated. And look at there, I've been stroked all day. I'm good. Yep. And it's just, man, what have we come to with the society? You know what? To be honest, Michael, I remember clicking on it, but I don't even remember watching it, dude. I don't know. Last night, I just seemed to draw a blank. I don't even remember going to sleep. I just, all of a sudden, I was awake at 2:30 this morning. There was something else that crossed my mind. I remember seeing your tribute, and I remember to click on it, and then there was a damn. Now I just went blank, and I was fixing to remember it. That's pretty wild. Hey, what's up, Best Life? Knife maker extraordinaire. One day, Bill, before I leave these interwebs, I'm gonna get me one of those, one of your cool little crafted knives. I think I want one around my neck. That way, it's always accessible. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. Trying to figure it out. It's like I mentioned to somebody yesterday. You know, It's like, man, I don't know if I'm just like a empath or something, but I gotta say that loss of Charlie just really, I don't know, I just can't seem to shake that. That just, and it's no big like emotional one or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's like, I guess that was like a real, he was just a godly man. I guess you could say it's, and I don't know. It's just a tough one. It was. He just, man, he was so effective, and that was the wave, dude. That's the generation. See, they know it. That's the one. That's, he was hitting the mark. I need a minute. I don't know. I'll find y'all a song or something. I don't know. We just need some music or something. Ooh, man. I don't even know what to play, man. Hey, you know what? Just go back to the beginning.
These days my guns stay loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore. We'll sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before. We can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell him to bring it on. Now he's a big timer, but he's lost on the river. Never went without, never had them cold shivers. Had a silver spoon, always warm in the winter. Drive a fancy car, never had to kill a standard. No bloody hands, never really had a backbone. Never been too deep down the back road. Never showed no respect to a flagpole. Come on, city boy, just another punk asshole. Me and mine, we gon' make it through them dark days. So take your ass on back down to Park Place before you end up in the deep end where them hungry ass sharks stay. We go hard all day. Been here, done that, that's a given. Out back, guns out, country living. If you doubt that, find out, come and get it. We ain't going nowhere,
but I'm about to go swimming.
These days my guns stay loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore. We'll sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before. We can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long we can breathe underwater. So tell them to bring it on.
Won't you take me back to them old days? Just horses in a wagon, shotgun shells and wishing wells. And you could hear them pistols blasting. Better give them hell, but live to tell. Let's write another chapter. We just want our country back, and we gon' get what we after. In them pastures, in them fields, we the ones that keep it real. You come snooping around here, that'll probably get you killed. Cold steel under cold skies. A rebel soul from the old times, like Jesse James and those guys. I'm watching you with both eyes. I ain't telling no lies. If you wanna come and get it, backwoods country living. living. Shotguns and ammunition, whiskey drinking, steady sipping, saying to hell with the system. I've been living at the bottom, so I'm about to go swimming. Y'all can hate it or you can love it, but I promise we ain't budging. If them boys looking scared, someone probably told them we coming, so y'all better get to running, but don't head for them hills. That's where the hell we living. Round here we keep it real, boy.
These days my guns stay loaded, my family's a little more close. Sometimes we're barely floating, so please don't rock this boat. But if we tip on over, we won't wash to the shore. We'll sink down to the bottom, 'cause we've been here before. We can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long, we can breathe underwater. So tell them to bring it on. We can breathe underwater. Been down at the bottom so long, we can breathe underwater. So tell them to bring it on.
Yeah, and thanks, Savage. You know, and you know, it's not like I was like really into Charlie Kirk. Hell, there were some things I probably was like, I'm a little different, but I was okay. It's meeting. I think the big shining thing that I came to realize here these past few months when it came to Charlie Kirk was his audience and where he's at. So you have people that will elevate like something negative, like the people that glorified this, you know. So you'll have people that will take something negative or take an event, just an event, a natural event, you know. When that event happens, you have people that will, I mean, they want attention, they want validation, it's like their moment, their 5 seconds of fame, as the saying used to go. Well, now with the digital age, you have an event happen, and all these little bubble groups, all these little circles, all these little groups pick things to ride on. You know, oh, it's, and I'm just rattling off topics, but it's the aliens, it's the flat earth, it's the, you know, NASA, it's the CIA, it's, you know, it's, there's this, it's the thinking, and then that becomes isolated because that bubble, that's their thing, you know. If that was if it was a natural event, there'll be that group. If it was it had to be man-made. Okay, well, that'll be that group. And then which part of that man-made, you know, well, then those groups are scattered. So you see there's like no uniformity. Well, one thing I noticed with him, as he's going and he's doing these gatherings, he walked the talk. He literally, there wasn't the cussing, there wasn't the drinking, there wasn't the shouting matches, there wasn't the, you know, the insult back and forth, you know. He crossed over, and it's the audience, dude. You know, people, college kid, oh, college is wasting money. Well, I don't give a shit, dude. But if you want to know where your 19 and 20, 23-year-olds are at, they're at the colleges. So I'm sorry, when you're happy ass in 15 years from now, when somebody's running this country, it's going to be them that are in their 30s and 40s. So maybe hitting that mark is a really good idea. And he was very effective. I know it was one of the few brightening moments that would give me some encouragement as to the direction of the country, because you could then see him, you know, and you would hear the good positive talk when some of the people, matter of fact, now I'm looking back, and you know, one thing I noticed was when I first was watching him, he was just like, it was just a line. And he was sitting there, and he's like one after the other. You know, it's like, yep, next. These last, I don't know, I guess about the last month and a half, maybe 2 months of watching him, I've noticed that most of them, when he's doing them, he's talking, and then he'll go, well, yeah, any disagreements, come up front. We'll get you up front. Disagreement. And so what that tells me is, see, it was swaying. There was more people that were just excited to get up there and say, "Hi, Charlie, like your message. What do you think about this?" than the pushback. And so then you sit there and you go, "Oh, well, he pissed, dude. Think about it. That's the big education system. This dude's going on to the colleges, basically telling them that you're scammed. He's calling them out for the trans shit, which is a psychological impairment. I mean, you have a mental disorder. You are really discarding biology by all means. So and he's calling them out, and abortion. It's when this happened, there was a new DNA form that became a person. That was, the point of conception. And then I loved it because he would even meet him going, okay, so if we did get rid of the rape and incest, we can get rid of all the other abortion. Oh, well, and there you go. But I love the way he interacted. There was smiles. It was with the grace, but he stood his ground and he didn't have to do all this blah, blah, blah stuff to try to be, I'm a tough guy standing my ground. Yeah. Instead, he actually reached across and was able to keep an intelligent, mature level conversation, and it's just, I don't know, man. That was a shining star in a world full of attention getting shit. What's up, Michelle? Yep. Yeah, man, it was like that rhetoric, that talk, that way to reach across was the way to go, and he was bringing that, and they knew it. That was like the most effective way. And yeah. What's up, Shane T? That's what it looked like to me too, Shane. That's what I said. One sec. Oh no, that guy's crying online. God, what a sissy ass thing to do. All I know is your little punk ass won't come down to my driveway and say it. But anyway, I shouldn't even talk like that. Shouldn't let those people get to me. And man, you can't do, it's the internet, dude, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it. It is what it is, and retarded people are going to be retarded, and it is what it is. I will say though, the biggest probably fear I got is people are so easily misled that I hope there isn't a back end that's trying to end up playing this to create, it's like, well, and I love how people say civil war. Man, so I'm not trying to say this to insult anybody, because I mean, hell, unless I've had the conversation with you about that term, that apparently I'm just, in general, there's so many people using the word civil war. It's like, do they even know what the hell civil war is going to mean? I mean, do you see this country being a north-south? Dude, you can't even get Democrat, Republican, much less north-south. You go into civil war, you're just going into, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess if it gets apart, that there's states succeeding from the Union, possibly. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I just, man, you see enough of it, and I guess I told somebody, and I guess it sounds bad, and I'd say, it's almost like sounding like a whiny ass because I don't know, man. It was like you think you're doing the good. You're really going out of your way and you're really focusing on trying to be, a good person, do the right thing, all that. And you reach a level and then you kind of look around and you realize that, wow, in all honesty, you kind of wonder, did I have to put in all that effort? I mean, look, nobody else really even tried to become better. As a matter of fact, hell, I struggled my ass off when I got up here, and it's like we got more useless than we do worthwhile. And you kind of go, damn, man, what the hell did I? But it wasn't about that, you know. I don't know. You see enough bullshit, you just get tired of hearing, seeing the bullshit, man. You just want it. But then I get it. There's people that like to that they're afraid to get outside of that because it might be have to, something to address. Excuse me. And I think you're right, Dusty. I think it's just the kind. We're so scared. There is no. That's actually how because that's why I bring it up. The hatred side, the evil side. It's easy to stay focused. Just once you've generated the hate, all you got to do is point. And like in 16, as they started concentrating the hate towards an individual, and then that individual becomes the president, well, now you can slowly gather all the people behind that voted for him, and that's where we're at nowadays. It's those MAGA people. Hell, look how many people amongst the groups right here on internet, dude. If you say something positive about Trump, they accuse you of being a Trump supporter. You're a Trumper. It's like you have people right here that you can't have positive shit. If you say anything might be going good, they shoot it down. They can't stand it. And so so it wasn't just the blue-haired, nose ring, transgender screamers that are celebrating the death of him. You also got people over on the other side, whatever the hell that means. That's what I said, man. Until you find a unity to where people will encourage each other to move up the ladder, to move the ball forward. All you get is a bunch of people that want to tell you how bad it is outside the front door. You don't need to go out that front door. You need to be scared to go out that front door. The world's falling apart. It's the end of times. The end is nigh. And so is it just that side? Because this side, air quotes for people that didn't see that, it does the same thing. Where's the encouragement? Where's well, we need to calm it down. Transgender is a mental dysphoria. It's a defect. It is what it is. Don't have to scream it. Don't have to cuss them out. Don't have to call them. You just have to stay on point. It's a mental disorder. Okay, move on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I kind of pick up from the Kurt thing. We need to learn how to talk, but to stay on point. Your yes needs to be a yes. Your no needs to be no. It just, and I'm sorry, I skipped chat. So Savage, what we got? Well, this is where we say freedom is dangerous. Do we take all the guns or do we risk more political assassins? Just like abortion, we have to give people the choice, but do we risk a baby's life? Yeah, but see, it's not the same. That's my thing, Savage. So, and I'm not picking on you, but it's like the word abortion. Why does that become the topic? I mean, you cannot have sex and then you don't get pregnant. And if you are going to say rape and incest, then okay, so are we going to talk about the 0.05% of the 1.4 million abortions that happen every year? Because, okay, now we can address that issue. But whenever it just wants to get thrown out there, it's kind of like passing laws for criminals to follow. It's like, or do you think you're just going to pass the magical right gun law that's all of a sudden going to make it all fall in line because they don't obey any of the other laws? But see, it's getting distracted on the conversations, not staying on the point. And it's that word abortion is one. Well, I don't know. Which abortion are we talking about? Are we talking about you partied too hard last night and you had sex with somebody and then you knew that you didn't just ignored that fact for the next 6-7 weeks, and all of a sudden there was something and you just decided to go and well, that dang clump of sales. Oh, well, let's have the reality conversation. And see, and I think that's the big gray area where this comes in, because then they scream at you this, and so then you're just like, oh no, I mean, it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm non-confrontational. No, I'm sorry. If you are you falling in the 0.05% category, then let's have a discussion. If not, then why don't you stop your fragrant way of life and have respect for life and use some kind of birth control or close your legs or tuck it in? I mean, why can't we have the true, honest conversation on it? Why does it have to shy away? Look, Michelle, not my business what someone does with their body. Well, see, I think it is. I think if we pay tax dollars to justify killing people because it's inconvenient for somebody that wanted to party and screw somebody out of wedlock, and we encourage that, I don't think it's right that we should be sponsoring that. And when you look at the funding, we sponsor it, and that's why can't we stay on point on the actual factual conversation? Why does it always, it's that emotional response? See, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. It's like drunk driving. They don't want to take alcohol. Why don't you do so? Why do we keep giving people DWIs, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 DWIs? It's like, really? Is this how we manage it? So this is where we say we have, a grip on shit. We can serve in a free society. We'll have to look away, because it has to be free for not just those. I'm down to go back to the Wild West days. Oh yeah, me too. We are actively living through history of the attempted collapse of the American dream. It's not a matter of controlling another person, Michelle, but I mean, there's right or wrong. So, and what makes the difference of killing the baby 1 month out of the womb or 1 month old in the womb? What makes the difference? Feels, emotional stuff. Well, that person, wait, you made a decision. There's consequences, decisions. See, but why can't we stay on point? Because they've shaded that. It's like the Democrat-Republican thing. Well, this is the Republic United States of America, so why do you got to get chased out of a Republican Party? Why don't you kick the corrupt people out of the Republican Party and make it righteous and stand for what it used to stand for? Everybody talks about the good old Constitution and we need to go back to be, but really, there's no honest, true conversation. Everything is so emotionally based now. Alcohol was abolished before for a reason, yeah, and they brought it back because they saw how much money they lost. They said, hey, hold up, where did all the money go? Well, we did kind of prohibit alcohol. What? Bring that shit back. I just think that it's, when you look at, there's decisions, it's like, but then I get it. There's a whole difference of opinion. So, and it is what it is. Portland, where they allow all drugs, I personally think that's not fair. It's not fair to the rest of the people in that city that this person can go out and do some psychotropic drug in a park amongst kids and stuff. I think that's a stupid decision. Well, okay. I don't scream at people. I'm not like, attacking them. I think that's a stupid decision. And I think that people that live in that area should do better. You know what I'm saying? But it's the hate that generates, and the hate infects other things. And by the way, morning, Tuck. I'm sorry. Abortion is adults exercising ultimate control of the most innocent and helpless. Yeah. Well, it's because they don't want to be accountable for their decisions. And so it's easy to just pass it on. It's like talking about the discussion. It's easy just to go, well, not my body, not my choice. I don't care. And it's like, but it does matter. I mean, at least it does to me. If I would like a more successful, productive world for little man to kind of grow up into. So then I guess if I look at the society view on thing, do I want him going into the Thunderdome, or do I want him going into Fields of Dreams? And so I think it does matter. Yeah. Welcome back, Michael. Michelle says, I don't care, can't see it from my house. Well, I see it and I get it. I think that's, to be honest, Michelle, that's the majority of, I think, the mentality of society. And I think that's why that's why the other day before yesterday, I was having a discussion on a panel. And I said that, I think the majority, well, it's because I think the concentrated effort that gets the attention, see, they do. It's that there's so many people over on this side that are just that. It's like, oh, well, I don't care. Well, you need to care. I mean, I think people need to care if you want the world to be a different place, which I would like it to be a different place than where it is right now when my grandson grows up into it. There used to be more state-run mental asylums, some for severely ill and others for criminally insane. There's still a few, and you might be time to revisit this. Oh, yeah. There's people that especially, but see, if you're big pharma, you need to get rid of the mental institutions because you're fixing to create the majority of society are going to have mental issues because you're going to be pumping pharmaceuticals into their systems, and those chemicals are going to have reactions, and they're going to cause dysfunctional thinking. My favorite question. People who are supposedly against the death penalty, they say that we can reasonably revisit the topic of abortion when we have no questions asked. Death penalty in all U.S. territories. Right. What's up, Cherokee? Housing, SOB 5 more fencing. Back in the day, insane people were chained to a radiator for the rest of their lives. Anyone ever seen Goonies? Oh, I know, and that was based on a true story, Savage. No, I'm just picking. Man, that could run rampant on the internet. Well, that's where I see me growing up, man, this is where you would get, that's where you had these crazy stories out of the hills and the woods and stuff. It's because we had mentally defected people, and they would go and exist before everything was so populated. My bedroom fine. If someone chose this. There we go. Well, and it's, see, they control the conversation because they've shifted the way words are used. It's like this whole, oh, well, that's a construct. Well, that's just part of the matrix. And it's all this weird little side talking shit. And you just don't stay on point anymore. And that's how you have literally, you get news things where you literally have somebody accusing somebody else of doing exactly what they're doing. But somehow you're supposed to think they're the ones doing it. And it's like, well, that's not what you see. You see them doing it. Excuse me. Why should responsible people like me be guilt tripped into adopting the unwanted kids of irresponsible? Why should responsible people like me be guilt tripped into adopting the unwanted kids? Well, though, Tuck, but see, I guess my problem with, I guess that would be the guilt tripped. So you're guilt tripped into wanting to take care of a kid? I don't know, man. I ain't trying to say nothing, like bad, but I just kind of point out that, well, why do you got to be guilt tripped into I guess I don't understand the connection of guilt tripped into wanting to caretake for a child. Do you not really care for the child, so you had to be guilt tripped into giving a shit? You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that was just a weird choice of words, sir. That's all I can say. I would not have seen it like that, and I'm not. What do you mean, Michelle? I'm not trying to. Oh, see, here we go. What did I say? Did I say something? Usually if I'm referring to something, I try to always say, or are you talking about the conversation between you and Tuck? Tuck says, through taxes, we ordinary Joes already pay for CPS, orphanages, and abortion clinics. Why should we also have to adopt others' kids because they refuse to eat our rubber? Dude, I don't know. That's just kind of, I gotta say, that's kind of hardcore, Tuck. But, man, dude, do you, boo? Like I said, I guess it's getting my head around you got to be guilt tripped into, why do you got to be guilt tripped into giving a shit about a kid? Like, why wouldn't that? I don't know. That's what's weird, dude. That's a weird choice of words. I gotta say, sir, that's just a weird choice of words. I guess I would have never seen it from that angle, and I can't compute. My head doesn't really get around that. Why would be guilt tripped into taking care of a kid? A kid's innocent, total innocent. Like, they didn't plan on that. They were created. As a matter of fact, that's Charlie Kirk's one of his good points is if something bad happened, well, doing something else bad is not going to correct it. But I gotta say, I've never looked at it as in, hey, because I really don't know. That's a sad thing. Where does that come from? You want me to drop a link, Tuck? Do you want to come up? I'm cool, man. I'll pick your brain about it. I ain't trying to chase you away or nothing, but I gotta say, I don't. I've never put a woman in the position, and it wasn't. Well, I know, but see, we should just encourage that. Like, that's what you do. Well, actually, I brought up the abortion thing. Okay, you do this, Brandon. Well, I'm not going. I have to pull out the ruler. Abortion. Folks always say that anti-abortionists should adopt unwanted kids. They're unwanted kids. Anti are careful. But I don't know. That's crazy. Wow, that's see, but that always say anti. But if they're pro-abortion, they don't have kids because they kill the kids. So how do you pro-abortion folks always say that they should adopt their unwanted kids? I don't see. I don't know. I don't. It's like, and who knows? Maybe that's part of the whole bigger picture because it's like where does so we went from think about that in society. So we've gone from a conception and a human life growing inside somebody and delivering a baby into the world to where now, oh my God, I don't know what's happening in my body, this clump of cells, and ooh, somebody get it out of me. And it's like, wait, what? And the kids are so innocent. So I guess I just don't understand the target towards the kids. It's like with the, adoption and stuff. Well, we have so many people that want to adopt babies, like parents that can't have kids, for whatever reason. So there are those. So I don't, it's not why target the kid? Why don't we target the action, the society, you know, the perversion of society to where sex is just some kind of thing to just fragrantly throw around and do. And this clump of cells is just a byproduct of my partying, dude. I mean, wait, what? See, why don't we ostracize or shun those people? Call it out for what it is. But to blame the children, man, I just don't understand where that kind of comes in, where they kick in. I guess I've never really caught that side of things. And by the way, morning, PAEMT. Sorry if I didn't say morning earlier. The kid shouldn't be held accountable for shitbag parents, transport secretary who was abandoned by her biological drug abusing mother and father since her early teens, right? If abortion became illegal, pro-abortion say there'd be millions more unwanted babies that we should adopt since we wanted abortion banned. I guess. I don't really know how that. I just we have tons of unwanted kids now. It's a behavior and it's a mentality that dehumanizes the human race, and that's the bigger picture to where I think anyway. And abortions, and see, and here's another catch: abortion should be determined by the state. Every state should determine their own by their populace. If their populace is totally down with that, then there you go. It should not ever be federally regulated by any means, and it should not have any taxpayers given to it by any means. It has jack shit to do. Not all pro-life people will have to adopt a child to have a moral opinion, and not every pro-choice person has had an abortion to have an opinion. Not all children in foster care are unwanted. No, but that's, that's part of that. I mean, if you're going to do if we're going to talk about that kind of thing, then you've got to throw in the whole CPS. That would need to be fixed because that's a corrupt agency in itself. You know, the the process of adoption would need to be redone because that's a corrupt system. You know, because the corruption just feeds off of each other. I mean, it's kind of like the big pharma with closing the institutions. Well, I just think that I find that to the dehumanization to have that conversation. And then you have the people that get so scared of the conversation that they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. It's like, really? So if I went up to McDonald's and you just started like taking people out in the parking lot, but then that would be a discussion. But if we're going to talk about that building over there or the 1.4 million babies that get aborted every year, we don't want to talk about that. I mean, and I think as society, that's something that, I don't know, man. I just think that I think that the more good people stay quiet, the more the bad people will have a voice. So when we do have these federal things and state laws that are allowing minors to be messed with, maybe we ought to look at the society that has allowed that, because it's easy to go, oh, it's the government, man. You can't see. There's that voting thing. That's a participation, the accountability. It all ties in to this just lax, fluffy little society to where nobody's at fault. It's just the big bad wolf wherever they are because it's their fault. Them. I can't identify them personally, but I could just say them a lot because it's a 4-letter word, them. And instead, it's people. People individually need to stand their ground, have a moral compass, and stand to it. Say yes when it's yes and a no when it's a no. Don't do the, oh, well, I just need to walk off. I'm non-confrontational. I don't have an opinion. Do whatever. Do whatever as long as it doesn't affect anybody else. The minute you affect somebody else, well, you know what? Your selfishness doesn't make a shit. When you affect other people, it's not about you anymore. And and it's sad too, because it's almost like, because it's like right now, it's easy to kind of go with the them, us and them, because, there's this group that celebrates the death of somebody, and you can look at that and go, yeah, it's them. But man, that it happens. It happens all over at all scales. That was the death of what appeared to me a righteous man. And there's this evil response. But I mean, I've seen it on a smaller scale right here in the communities amongst us. You can watch something go down, and the followers of this person will literally go and attack somebody else just based off of what that person said, not their interaction, but because that person. So this happens at a small scale, and it happens all the way up the food chain on a world level. That society has gotten lost with accountability, being you're accountable for your own damn behavior, your actions. It's like, it's weird. Here we are in 2025, and we've got to come up with some fancy little saying that choices have consequences. Like nobody figured that out over the last couple of 100 years in this country. Like we have to remind people. See, that tells you where society went. Look at all these little things we say that are just like, wait a minute, so what? We had to remind people about this? Yeah, Michelle. Well, we're supposed to hold people accountable, but as far as on a spiritual level, that's your judgment will come from God, not me. Yeah, true enough. I think Tuck and Michelle have more in common than they think. It's just that they have opposing views. I'm pro-choice, but it's murder, so I'm actually pro-life, except that I can control only me and not what another human does. No, but as a member of a civil, oh wow, there's a funny little cool word from back in the day. But as a member of a civilized society, ma'am, we need to stay on a moral compass and a core foundation of beliefs. And it should be the sanctity of life, should be kind of right up there in the top. Like we all agree, right? Sanctity of life. Yep, we all agree. Human life. Okay, cool. We at least can start off here. The minute we have people that are like, well, I don't know, dude, what is human life? What is that? That's just like some kind of consciousness construct. And, maybe people need to just be removed. Okay, well, I'm sorry. So see, now our brains, we can't coexist. There is no gray area in that, and that's the problem. People just need to start calling out the dehumanization of things. And by the way, morning, KP Heathen. One option I presented, a compromise, really gets people riled up. How about every woman is allowed one? After that, it's first degree murder, and the responses are always interesting. Savage says, I have no dog in the fight, but I'd have to say I'm pro-choice. As a libertarian, I will always default to giving people a choice. We don't live or have a moral society today, sadly. Well, I know, but see, do you see it in play, though, Michelle? Do you see it in play? It's like that. So we're going to, the minute those two joined up, a new DNA was formed, and we want to ignore that. Like skip over that. It's like you bring it, but it's not, it's not much. It's up to them. Really? So everybody knows what happens when you have sex. And so we're really going to play the little ignorant gray area, like, it's just whatever. No. This is our pro-human creation. Like this is our existence as a race. This is a key function. And so we're going to now create this big gray area about the existence of when it is, when all we have to do is say, wow, you can be responsible in your sexual activity. But see, no, we'll just do this. And that's how our own constitution and shit gets used against us to pervert our own country. No offense, but it's just, that's where I see that with that whole, the pro-choice. Pro-choice. Can I have a pro-choice to just pop somebody to then? What's pro-choice? I don't like the way those cells just mixed up and came up with that DNA concoction. Can I just remove that from the existence? Because, see, man, I'm just not down with that. I think that is a very dark, dangerous, evil mentality to get to. Instead of addressing how you're getting pregnant and creating a human life, and to stop doing that, we will just skip that whole action over that whole thing and go to, it's a clump of cells and it's your choice. Do whatever you want to do. We won't go back it up going, stop having sex. No. Because, pro-choice, just do you, man. Yeah. And I think that's, what color shoes you put on, what pants you put on, what shirt, music, all that good, that's fine, dude. Do you. It's not affecting. You're literally dehumanizing the human race, saying that the creation of this life, this DNA, is not important enough to fight for. That's what that says to me. It says, we know for a fact scientifically that this is what happens when this and this meet. This is what happens. So we know this. This is a stated factual thing, but because so much emotions and emos are involved, we're just going to skip over that, and we're going to say like, oh wow, look, you were walking down the street and oh my god, you're pregnant. No, well, yeah, it's your choice. If you want to kill it, you can. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, can we like back this conversation up through the steps that took to get to here? No. We don't want to talk about that. No. I'm pro-choice. Do with you whatever you want to. No. This is actually the creation of human life. We don't want to discuss this. No. I'm not confrontational. It's none of my business. Well, this is human creation. God, don't be an asshole. Just let people be what they want to be. Let them do them. Okay, do you, but not human creation, not the human race. This is the one thing that there should be a line drawn in the fucking sand that this is not. But that's okay. I don't devalue human life. I just don't want to be involved. Just whatever. Wait, what? This is the excuse making. This is the dancing around that creates this big, gaping, wide gray area. And it's just, I don't know. Right, PA? Right. And that'd be a good thing, voting it even if they want it in their area. Can't ask a society return to morality if you support abortion. Morality says that murder is wrong and abortion is murder. This is true. Well, see, that's me. It's not that I wasn't slutty for a spell. Back when I was young, single, beautiful, said I was careful use protection. Well, I got you, Michelle. I think there's a lot of people that just go, I don't care. And this is why I sit on my, me and the missus sit and look at each other going, I'm sorry, how did we get here in 30 years? Like, wait, what happened? Well, I think when the majority get just kind of convinced to, not really care. It's none of your business, man. Don't sweat it. It doesn't affect you. Then that's how this becomes like the thing. This is where now all of a sudden you can be the Instagram, TikTok famous because, well, you get on and you brag about, 27 abortions and, 19 abortions. And this becomes actually like some kind of small goal in life. And it's not ostracized or shunned by the majority of society because so many people put their head down and said, I'm not confrontational. It doesn't really affect me. I don't care. And I get it. And do you? Everybody needs to, I know that when I look at little man and I think, okay, so am I doing anything to make it better for you when you get older and can enter into the adult life? What am I doing to help lay the groundwork? Because is that not my God-given responsibility, is to be a protector and a provider? So, I don't know. Let's see. Pilgrim, there's tons of President liquor stores, for example. My neighborhood just voted against it. I kid not, a Popeyes. I didn't vote for the Popeyes. It slipped by me. I can't eat their stuff anyway. Goodness are exception to the rule. Exactly. I worry about God, my household, and my family. It may not affect you, but it will. I will say, though, Michelle, when you go, I worry about God, but what is God because I'm not a preacher, so I'm not. But so, do you think it would be a God-given duty? Like, do you think God would actually want a follower of His to value human life? You know, I think that's hell. That's the one reason why I didn't off myself, is because I've always saw that as like the most ultimate disrespect you could do to God would be to remove yourself, to take out that precious gift that only He can give. You know, and so it's like, so you don't think that God would want His followers to protect that life, to protect the innocent, right? I mean, because it says to protect the innocent is what He talks about. And yes, that's it. There's people that harm a child, you're supposed to tie a millstone around their neck and chunk them in the water. But then I guess we can justify that because we go, that's Old Testament. When I don't know, Jesus said, I'd come not to do away with the old, but to fulfill. So, I don't know. I guess it depends on your view. Remnants are exceptions to the rule, but it shouldn't be used from right. What I'm talking about, zoning issues. Oh, yeah. And by the way, morning, Blackbird. Sorry. Don't know if I said morning to you, ma'am. All my loved ones could have. Wait, what? Tuck? Oh, Lord have mercy. Progressively more godless society, hence should we be surprised? Right? No, PA, that's, that, but I said that the other day, I find it now you can kind of start to see it's the evil just runs rampant, but you say the word God and you get attacked. God, ooh, the Catholic Church, this, everybody goes to that, and you just get all this. It's the same, We all know that what God wants, procreation and suicide. I believe only God can choose when we reunite with Him. Yeah. The problems we see today are not this generation's fault. No offense to you, rescue, or anyone older than me, but it is the past generation's fault. It's the I don't care crowd. Well, it's just a perpetual thing. There's no defining generation. It's because it's like 30 years ago, around here, you would have not mentioned, there was no conversations, no hints. There was no thoughts about snipping little boys' ding-dings off because they might be a little sensitive. That just wasn't like entertained. Now, over in California, or up in Washington or Oregon or up there in freaking Connecticut or Maine or, that might have been happening. But it wasn't the main thing. It wasn't until 16 really did it, dude, because I think that most of the medias were still kind of scattered doing their own things. It was 16 when they all freaked out. And they just orange man bad. Outsiders fixing to have access to the books, man. And I think it's because like me and her talked, and we can remember, you'd hear things coming out of Houston, the city area, and there would be this, well, you just got to let the kids be kids. You got to let them just, be free and just kind of let them experience life and let them, well, we didn't really know what that implied. That was like, now it's like, okay, whatever. I don't know. Our kids go out here and they play and they do whatever. They ride the bikes, they go down to the river, they swim, whatever. And we didn't know really but now you can kind of fast forward to now and you kind of go, I see where y'all were headed now. So, and it's the medical and the pharmaceutical fields, which are all intertwined. So, you look back and kids are getting put on Ritalin, Prolexin, Mellaril. I'm sorry, why are you putting kids on that? Well, it's ADHD. Well, what the hell is ADHD? Well, it's a it's a deficit attention disorder. Wait, what? Yeah, don't look at this classes that there are 42 kids in that class and that they're really not studying anything worth a shit and the curriculum sucks ass. You'll notice that later on how the education system is going downhill, but don't pay attention to that right now. It's just like when you look, man, it's just I think it's just a broad spectrum. I don't think there's a single generation so much as it is. It's like right now in this wave right now. Look at all this buy now, pay later's that are out there with all these different weird little names. Man, no matter what you go click on the internet, somebody's offering you to buy it now and pay later, and it's like, well, it's just slowly. You got to because if you stop and remove all the fancy fluff and go, you know what? I'm going to get a house, a little piece of property. I'm going to have a garden. I'm going to pay for an old vehicle and it runs. And then now I'm going to keep things down to a minimum. I don't need all this fancy stuff. I keep basic pants and shirts and, I don't have to chase it. All of a sudden you develop a power and a stance. That makes you uncontrollable. But, go get the newest fishing rod, go get the latest set of tires for the truck, go get the latest phone, go upgrade the cameras, go upgrade. And it's like, yep, just go spend that money. Because living in a monetary world, for the love of money is the root of all evil. And I'm sorry I wasn't ignoring chat, but we all know. Yep. Antique stores still oftentimes have miles. If anyone is in the market. A few cinder blocks and a chain would work, right, Pilgrim? It's going to have what? Blackbirds, it still doesn't have the first cup of coffee? Man, sip away, ma'am, sip away. Correct. Television would not curse or have nudity. Oh, yeah. Hell, can you remember, Michelle, like, man, the belly button was like taboo. Don't show the belly button. You can't show the belly button. It's like, wait, what's wrong with the belly button? You can't show the belly button. That's inappropriate. Wait, what? And then we just go like, yeah, look at there. And then it's like, oh, hell. Okay, I finished my cup of coffee for today. Well, they said because a lot of things, laws, and policies don't just go into effect to me. It takes time, just like our country's independence didn't happen overnight. Right? Public school was a complete waste of my childhood. I would have been far better off with mornings at a library. Right, Tuck? Savagely. F.U. Nixon. I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder, I think poor old Nixon got set up. I think he was set up for the longest time. But yeah, I used to always view him as a crook, because but now you look at some of the documents that have come out and it's like, man, did y'all like set that dude up or what? 99% of the mentally ill kids I transport to mental health facilities are due to shitbag parents. Is that ever true? Yeah. Group guy. To everyone, I'm driving to work and the leaves are changing. Right on, Firefly. Morning. I Dream of Jeannie was risque. Right Savage? Oh, yeah, man. Barbara Eden, that was like taboo shit. Like, oh my God, are you letting them watch that? And it's like, it's I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah, but look at that's such a sensual dance. And look, you can see her belly button. Oh my God. Savage says, I'm on cup number 3. Mixing weather was the worst. He was no good with it, right? Drinking turmeric root. There you go. That's got some good beneficial stuff. But see, there's that gray area. So kind of going like what when we were talking with, like I was talking with Michelle and the abortion thing. There's that gray area. So what did we do? Did we develop a gray area from what used to be like we go, okay, yeah, and then we slowly just create the gray area to where it gets bigger to where now all of a sudden you got twerking in a thong happening on the TV during prime time, and it's like, wait, I'm sorry, how did we what? Yep, because we just do it. No, some things just need to remain private, and you need to do you, and in the privacy of your home, keep it to yourself. Twerking with the thong on should only be done in your living room, and only the people in your life that are willing to be punished by that mental image. Savage says, yes, I'm seeing yellow leaves on the ground. About time to switch from mowing to tree trimming. Yay, oh, poking yay. Michelle says, black pepper helps body absorb turmeric, like vitamin D help body absorb calcium. We went from gray area to a manure pile, right? Ain't that the truth, PA? Nice. I Dream of Jeannie. I learned 2 words by military. I started pulling houseplants inside and cleaning lawn furniture away. Oh, y'all starting to get a little cold up there? Tuck says, so anyway, I started twerking. Oh, and man, what was that? What was it? Laughing. Laughing. I think that was the show. But see, man, I don't know. It was the. I don't know. It's just. Yeah, what a time, dude. Never have that time again. Winter is coming. 40s at night. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Hell, it's 72 here. It was chilly again this morning at 78. They tried to cancel Baby It's Cold Outside, saying it was, oh, well, that's same here the number of the song. Yeah, exactly, Michael. There's, and people get caught up in not just staying on calling that out as for what it is. And that's where I think they win. Ooh, man, I've got to do some changes to this floor, and this is the desk is going to have to move. I'm going to have to get relocated. This is just driving me crazy. Good old Benny Hill. Yeah, man. Hey, morning, Billy. Yeah, I don't know. It's a Friday. I wasn't even sure how to label this one because I don't know. I don't know where it goes from here. I kind of wish I'd go back to. I probably ought to go. I don't know, but see, I enjoyed meeting so many people. I'm just got to find a place for this in my life because unfortunately, most of the people that I converse with are just. I didn't realize. I, just misread things and you figure people are stronger. I like to think people are strong. I'm still running AC, but it's cooling down. Yeah, we had a little dip for a couple of mornings, and then it just like, well, that went. Now we're back up. Yeah, Billy. Well, I just think what we're going to find out is that we have a bunch of lost people. Hopefully, this slowly gets people under an umbrella, but I don't think so. I think there's people out that'll just cause more division. Because if it'll be if you don't think that this is what happened to Charter, then there you go. And so it just I don't know, man. We'll see. This is so, and I don't know, man. This whole internet experience has been a trip. It's kind of had a lot of reflection yesterday, just kind of looking at life and you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater per se, but the internet wasn't my like forte beforehand. So when I started with the internet thing, it was like it was the friends, the meeting the people and then holding conversations kind of pulls you in and then you end up meeting other people and you kind of have these conversations and then here we are years down the road. But a lot of the original conversations, I don't know. I don't know if they were all just fake full of shit or if that's just where it ends up or just that's my emotional response nowadays. But you just kind of go, and then you just realize how much trust you put into people. And see, and I don't want to let that feel burnt because people that I talk to on the phone, I really haven't told them anything that I wouldn't have told nobody else. It's just that some things are not appropriate probably to say to the 8 billion people on the ball of dirt, but I don't know, man. And then you sit there and watch shit like that go down and you listen to the response from that. And it's like, man, people are so off the mark. I mean, because like, you don't have to agree with everything that guy said, but just at the characteristics, the guy didn't cuss people out. He didn't, attack people. He didn't act in that negative manner. And he was so effective. And he was part of and that worries me. Because that just shows a different kind of society. And then I just think of little man and it's like, I don't know, dude. I mean, it's different if I'm going to be around for him, but to know in 15 years where this country and this world can be when you listen to the way people think and the way society carries itself right now. And I mean, damn, man. It's a really, I don't know. It can be a very down spiral way of looking at it. Because it ain't looking good. I'd like to take a road trip with you, however, not to a psych facility. I burned wood inside the other morning mainly for ashes for tomato storage for winter. There you go. We already knew that. Well, thank you, Billy. Heard the local cradle has free things and you can get building supplies sometimes. Well, I hope so, Michael. Thank you, Billy. Well, no, it just I do think that this is. I mean, I don't know. I don't. It's weird enough. It's hard to even describe in a way, but it's just because you have. It's. I don't know. Anyway, if I try to explain it too much, I'll just stumble over myself. I'm more worried about Earth and the sun more than electronics and government. I guess. I mean, they kind of all go hand in hand, I gotta say, because the Earth and the sun, electronics and government, wrong government with wrong electronics, we might not have Earth or sun anymore. I'm just so. I'm just picking. Oh man, stupid people. I enjoy the internet, but I do have to turn it off. Go outside sometime. That's what I say to myself when I see something I don't like. Well, that's enough for internet for me. Well, see, that's what's funny because I'm not a. I don't know, man. I guess I just because maybe where I saw it or something, but it just this whole social media wasn't my thing. Hell, I think at even a company I was at, we had to have an Instagram account, but I didn't even use it. You know, it wasn't until my computer shop and people having Facebook problems that then I started to kind of. And I had a brief moment like vaping, I would post little things to try a little group. It's almost like I've noticed that when it comes to the internet, just about any time you start becoming friendly with a group of people, somebody's going to get butt hurt and create a bunch of shit. And then there goes the little group thing. And so that's happened a couple of times. I just wasn't prepared for it to happen all over again and continuously. And now I don't know. It's like I want to get online because there's some of y'all that I enjoy talking with. And it's not that I don't enjoy talking with the others. It's just that I know that there's people I enjoy talking with. There's people that have ulterior motives. There's people that just like bullshit. And it's just, and I don't know. I'm not much of a salesman. I've never been a salesman. So I'm just the kind of guy that goes, hey, this coffee cup, it works real good. I have not had any problems. And it does what I needed to do. So if you need a coffee cup, you might get one. I'm that way. I don't. This is the best coffee cup you'll ever drink coffee out of. I'm telling you, this is specialized ceramic glaze that makes the coffee taste awesome. See, that's not my pitch, dude. I ain't blowing smoke up nobody's ass. Morning, Miss Sherry. Excuse me. I hope so. Well, I mean, I know he does. Yep. Psychological warfare is sometimes worse than the physical. You got to remember the internet is a weapon and it's being used against us. Yep. It is December. Mass cornell supposed to happen. West Coast, I heard. I don't worry. I can't. It'll keep too much going on. I in tune for a while. Music and more music. Nuclear Winter Ski and Sledding Company. If you glow, you know. That's funny. No, that's a good one. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be all right. I love fraternizing with real honest, intelligent people. I do appreciate all outlooks. We can all learn from one another. Fraternizing. Boy, now there's a big word for a Friday, Michelle. Fraternizing. Well, I don't know. That's what's funny, man. I don't know. It's the internet. And it's cool, man, you know. I think sometimes you get a little, or at least I know I got flustered with myself, and I think it's because I felt a little just like embarrassed in a way, because you think, damn, man, I normally was a good judge of character, but boy, when it comes to the digital, you can just be, you can be so misled. It's so easy to just, I don't know. It's crazy. Oh no, deplorable chicken hen. Good morning, ma'am. Military word, fraternizing. Fraternizing. That's military, fire department. I think any organized type organization has used that. Fraternizing Friday. Yeah, man, that's why like all I could come up with was Friday. I was trying to, hey, it just, I don't know. It's once again, I try to people, but people ruin it. Damn it. There will be no fraternizing, no smoking, this shit. What else is left? Nothing. Oh, what was that? Footloose? There'll be no dancing, no music. I know, right, Michael? That's kind of what I said when I saw somebody said, hi, DCH. I'm like, oh, shit. She's here. I'm just picking. Technology extenuation by a gazillion keystrokes. Oh, Lord. Extenuation. Man, that word's going to... Extenuation. By a gazillion keystrokes. So PA, was that word supposed to be strangulation by a gazillion strokes or exsanguination? I don't know. Bleeding out. There we go. I'm like, I know that. I've seen that word. Where am I? But I couldn't get it. Thank you. Now it makes sense. I shall revert to old times. You may call me Billy Burger Churn. Stacking wood inside today slowly. Just can't call you Billy. Billy just can't call you Billy. Because then the other Bill might get mixed up with the other Billy, because the one Billy was going to call you Billy, but then the other Bill got confused, and so did the other Billy. Could that be commonly referred to as a Billy circle jerk? I'm just saying. After you say Billy so many times, it's like, doesn't that seem what that's like? I'm just saying. It was a very popular name. All the Williams running around in the world. However, I must say, Miss Billy, to know that a woman was named William, that's kind of unusual. But hey, it's totally okay by me. What's up, Share Bear? How many Billies are there? There's a bunch, deplorable. Shoo, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 that I know of. 5 that I know of, but only one actually has the name Billy, Miss Billy. That's what's funny. Battlefields. I was trying to figure out what puke is. Well, actually, Tuck said a little extinguisher never hurt nobody. I think it's called bloodletting, but it could be painful. Oh, not William. William it, right, Sherry? A Wilhelmina? Oh, no, Dennis, not the Wilhelmina. Is that what it was, Billy? Was it Wilhelmina? She's going to be so wound up. Yeah, she's going to go smack metal just as get her so wound up. And by the way, morning, Dennis. I introduced myself to a lady a while back and said my name is Michael, but you can, oh, Lord. She's had, Lord have mercy. Savage says I'm dragging ass. I got to get the pooper scoop. Get the pooper scooper. Teachers used to ask if my name was Willamay. Willamay. Nope, after my daddy. Whose name is Billy? Oh, shoot. You got, well, you, Best Life, probably, well, I don't know if the others, and then there's another one that's named Billy, but I think it's one of my greatest fans. But then there's a couple other people, and I don't know. I won't say their usernames because I can't remember. I'm trying to think, going, I don't know if they said that out loud. I don't know. Sounds like a Billy Club. Oh, look at you. Excuse me. Oh. Okay. Savage says I have 4 dogs, 6 cats, 5 bunnies, and 19 chickens. Pooper. Whew. I caught the mute button in time on that one. Or at least I hope I did. Sometimes I wonder, it's like, damn, was there a lag? So does it? Yeah, that's another one. And thank you, Savage. Thank you, Tuck. So what's on the agenda today? Anyone doing anything fun? Fun in the sun. Let's see. Yeah. I don't really have nothing planned per se. I need to get some pallets set out, and then I'm going to start stacking some stuff on some pallets so that I'm trying to get some stuff straightened up while we can. I looked at so far we're blessed with no rain coming down. We're in the middle of hurricane season, so that's always keeps me on edge. Because, man, that's the last thing we need. But, hey, I guess we'll just have to deal with whatever happens. Not like stressing over it's going to, make it any different. Let's see. Finishing my she shed. Are you finishing your she shed or Metal's finishing your she shed? Mm-hmm. Just another day on the frontier. Oh, yeah, I'm doing something fun today. I don't know what it is, but it's fun. Fun, fun, fun. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that young guy in a while. Let's see. Trying to. Yeah, y'all, I about ended up in the ER over panic attack. 8 snakes I've come across. They're going to be the death of me. Seriously, though, last night about did it for me. Damn. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I'm washing the dishes and finishing a perpetual. Then it's time to count buffalo. Oh, count buffalo. You're gonna sleep hard, ain't you, PA? No, I'm just Billy said your pipe holder's on its way, sir. Having it delivered to you. Oh, well, thank you, Billy. Well, that's cool. I can't wait to see that. Can't wait to see what it's like. Sherry says, don't go outside. Why not, Sherry? Oh, the comment says, I was at my wits' end. Easy fix DCH. Don't go. So there you go. So you live in a den of snakes there, deplorable. They're just those damn garden snakes. Doesn't matter to me. It's a snake. Oh, my God. I'm petrified. Oh, my goodness. So really, a garden snake? Lord have mercy, woman. Well, I'm going to play y'all a couple of songs. I'm going to make a latrine run and refresh my drink. So I will be back with you here in just a couple minutes. Enjoy the musical intermission.
and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels, the gunshots and the cold metal. Made it out of poverty, no trespassing sign on our property. I'm allowed to be loud if I wanna be, I'm proud to be free on my land, shoot guns, who's stopping me? Stand alone, never fold, reload. Just make sure when we're gone, our story gets told, and a new generation learns from the old. To change the course of history, you gotta be bold. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels, the gunshots and the cold metal, and you can hear the sound of the rebels. Against the grain, stand on what I say, and when death comes knocking, smile in its face. We don't turn the other cheek, this ain't for the weak. And when push comes to shove, there ain't no retreat. These politicians, they got us standing in opposition. They know the mission, misinform and sell division. Take what we given and make it into a new religion. We drink the Kool-Aid, then we begin to lose the vision. Whoa, my foes don't wanna see a collision, no. Can't run from the lead that the trigger throw. All the war, so much is done on the low. We never fold, we're by the code. When the smoke clears and the dust settles, you can hear the sound of the rebels, the gunshots and the cold metal, and you can hear the sound of the rebels. You ever seen a man cry? Seen a man die, held him in my hands. I seen it with my damn eyes. Never say a word, we just stomach it. It's time to start marching, hear the drums again.
Oh, whatever, deplorable. I like it just fine. You're more than welcome here, ma'am.
Yeah.
I can't say everybody likes my musical choice, but there you go.
All right.
Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number. Oh, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you too many times. But look at you. You can call me, baby. Call me anytime. You got to call me. I said, give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. Yeah. You can see me turning. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. I don't want no one to squeeze me, and I take away my life. I don't want no one to squeeze me, and I take away my life. I just want someone to hold me, oh, and rock me through the night. There's a youthful I can love you and give you what you need. your word to me. But I'm too old to go chasing you around, wasting my precious energy.
They have that above the shop, Little Mia shop.
Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll
Oh, well, that was cool and interesting. I guess Billy didn't like that Wilhelmina. She smacked me so hard that it even knocked me off my own stream. Man. I'd call that unhappy. Well, there's also, dude, over the past few years, I've pissed so many people off. I personally find it funny in a way. Let's see. How do I get... See ya, I'll behave? What? Oh, so I guess she's gone now too. I guess between deplorable and I don't know. Hey, y'all make it a good day. It's a Friday. Try to find something enjoyable today. I appreciate y'all starting your day with me. I might see y'all later on. I don't know. Hey, y'all take care. I appreciate y'all. Peace.
I ain't here tomorrow.
Hey, y'all make it a good day. And you know I was just picking Billy. So
If the good Lord says it's my time
it's
to
been
go,
2 hours, 15 minutes. It's time to get bitch. I might see y'all after a
I
while.
don't see that morning sun.
Appreciate y'all.
There's some things I need for you to know. The truck is yours if you want it. It'll run forever if you treat it right. When you think of me on some back road, that's because I'm right there by your side. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
You know it, PA. Always moving forward.
Don't let life turn you bitter. Don't be ashamed to bow your head. Take it easy on the liquor. Remember what it did to your granddad. Yeah, you're gonna get your heart broke. But a couple of tears don't make you weep. Gonna find that girl God made just for you. Knows what he's doing, wait and see. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow. Keep the shotgun in the family, raise your babies by the book, and keep my picture in your wallet, keep your car keys on a hook. Do your best to get it right, forgive yourself when you don't. Please don't ever forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
Good morning, Carolina. Making a good day, man. I appreciate you stopping in. I enjoy your videos, by the way. If you doesn't remember, make it a good day. Not see y'all after a while. I'll check you with you in 7. Thanks for starting your Friday with me. I appreciate y'all very much. Y'all take care. Peace.